when challenging conditions arise. We don't back down. We up our game. We outpace the competition. Keep you ahead of adversity. We keep you equipped and bring you solutions that hit close to home. Channel leads the field so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise.
Life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The folks at Tyler Farm Supply understand that farming is hard work, and that's why they only offer durable and reliable short-line farm equipment that you can depend on. Whether you're a small-scale farmer or manage a large operation, they have the tools that you need to get the job done quickly and efficiently. Plus, with their competitive pricing and financing options, Tyler Farm Supply makes it easy for you to get the equipment you need without breaking the bank. Give them a call today, 701-642-8827.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
There is no off-season for greatness. You do what it takes to stay in the game. And so do we. Our commitment is to keep you moving forward. Essentia Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Like nowhere else.
Wahpeton Deli and Eatery, serving delicious deli staples paired with great service and friendly staff. They use the best ingredients and provide a great atmosphere. If you have an office party or an at-home celebration, Wahpeton Deli and Eatery can help with your next event. And now you can order online for in-store pickup. Check it out at wahpetondeliandeatery.com or call 642-3639.
Smith Motors in Wahpeton, we make sure that when you need a vehicle, we'll find the perfect one that matches your lifestyle and budget. Like the eye-catching Chevy Equinox, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hard-working GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive buying experience. From low-pressure sales to high-quality service, our customers always come first. Find your new Chevrolet or GMC today at Smith Motors. Small-town friendly, big-town deals.
Hey there! So we have 30 seconds to tell you why you should be a member of FCCU.
First Community Credit Union is member-owned.
But aren't all financials member-owned?
Nope, they're not.
Many have stockholders that drive decisions.
As a credit union, we put our members first.
As a matter of fact,
that means all the money that we make
cha-ching
gets reinvested back to you, our member owners.
So come see why.
Life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
Yield Advantage is proud to support our local Twin Town teams. They'd like to remind farmers that the Yield Advantage team is ready to help you get the W next planting season. They can help get your equipment in game shape with upgrades large and small. Yield Advantage is your local precision planting premier dealer. From row cleaners to closing wheels, seed meters to liquid fertilizer systems, and everything in between. If you want to give yourself a competitive edge next season, contact Yield Advantage today.
A local insurance team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance Miller and Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance Miller and Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
With the home run, just about to straight away center field.
Welcome, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show, and we are presented by Red River Communications. And how about that for a cue, huh?
That was pretty dramatic. Good. I'm not going to lie, that was pretty good.
How was the timing? Was the timing good?
It was okay.
All right.
I mean, I don't know.
All right, Watson is let's just give everybody in the background a little update here. Watson's so proud of himself, and last week we didn't have any kind of cues or anything. I just got the look. And this week now he's got commercials live, but we can't hear the music when the intro starts. So now Watson.
Why do you got to talk about the stuff that we don't have?
We're getting there.
You got to learn how to only talk about the good stuff.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I don't understand.
Well, we got Jeff Ralph here. That's the good stuff.
And everything's working.
Yeah. And you started early.
I started early. So your mom, knew that he was in the studio.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Didn't have to call him and say, hey, what time is it going to start?
Yeah.
We were good to go.
Yep. And Jeff he was early.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we'll keep our fingers crossed that everything is going to work.
Okay.
Okay. Because it's been known to go bad when he's in the building. So.
All right. Welcome once again, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show, and it's presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. Thanks for joining us here on Three Borders Sports Network. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson, the man behind the curtain.
The great and powerful Oz. I know you're waiting for me to say that, so it's okay.
That's your shtick.
Yeah, I know.
And here we're joined by head coach of the Lady Huskies golf squad, and that is Jeff Ralph. Jeff, thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we were having a conversation, Brian, keep your mic up here. We were having a conversation before we went on the air about the old days and Johnny Carson and things like that, about how they were probably having an alcoholic beverage or something on the camera, but it was in a coffee cup and smoking cigarettes and just having a good old time here talking about the old days.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
No.
I mean, you can't really do anything, but we were saying that, like, if you were watching a TV show and I came into your office or whatever, the first thing that you would say to me after you introduced yourself or whatever, say hello, is,
yep,
can I get you a drink?
Can I get you a drink?
Right. Yeah.
Old Darren Stevens did that on Bewitched.
Exactly. I watch Columbo. He's always got a cigar, and every time he goes in to see somebody in their office, can I get you a drink, Lieutenant? Not today.
Well, I'm sure Mrs. Ralph back up home there, she's probably saying, yeah, I remember all those TV shows, and people in our generations are probably, and then Heather Henn sitting back over there in the corners going like, who the hell are you guys talking about?
She's like, Columbo? Is that
Columbo?
Like a mob boss or something?
Bewitched?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, okay. Jeff, we got some good stuff to talk about here for the Huskies girls squad here. We had a good tournament again, and boy, I saw your Facebook page and your post there, 322. How about that? Let's talk about that. Man.
You know, it's been 3 or 4 weeks now. I've said, well, that's got to be a school record, and that's got to be a school record. And I mean, 322, that is the school record.
We're gonna say it is. Yeah.
And I hope we break it.
Yeah.
I just, the girls are playing so well. I think the best part about it is, you know, yesterday we threw out a qualifying score of 86 by Scout. So there was number 6 to qualify. And we threw out an 87 by Via, who, I mean, was a train wreck to start. She started out first 5 holes, she was 9 over.
Wow. And
shot at 87. I mean, she just rattled off about 10 out of the last 15 holes were pars.
Good for her.
So it was really a day where, you kind of look early and you think, oh boy, and then here we go, and just the confidence, the demeanor of how they're walking on the course, and then just we're playing with the best players. We're playing with Cheyenne, and we're playing with Red River, the two teams we got to beat, and we're thinking we're here. And then, I said to Coach Sanders from Red River, man, you shoot a 303, you can't even win it. And I was thinking, we shot 322, we should have been right there too.
Top two, yeah.
The girls are playing great. They're playing with confidence, and they're doing the things that we've talked about.
Yeah.
And I think when you get around the hole and you start making putts, and you're confident, the scores reflect that, and it was quite a day yesterday.
We'll talk about your two other state qualifiers here in a minute, but yesterday was at Rose Creek, correct?
Yep.
And so how did it play for the girls yesterday? I mean, they actually played pretty well when you get a 322, but how did it play in your eyes?
Well, every year we have a qualifier at Rose Creek, and I think, why are we playing here? This is a hard course.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a couple holes where, we saw on hole number 3, we had, I think, 2 pars, so we had, of the 8 girls we had there, we had 6 bogeys or worse. Mm-hmm. But, I feel like they just made up for other places. We had legitimate chance for eagle on 9 from Hallie. Scout almost rolled in a 25-footer for par on 9. Claire made a ho-hum tap in birdie on 9. Olivia had a great chance at birdie on 9 and just missed it. But I think for me, I just don't feel like it's an easy golf course to play.
I would agree.
A guy that sprays it to the right, like someone we know, would have a real hard time there.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, they were solid all the way around. The par 5s gave us trouble. I think if you look back, for 20 years, par 5s have given girls golf trouble. But I think we made up for it other places, and I think it was. I think the course setup was good for us, but those couple par 5s are tough, and I think that's maybe what separated us from Red River and Cheyenne is they scored a little better on the par 5s.
Is it because they're longer hitters, or is it just
their
second shot is better? Their approach shot
I think
is better?
the second shot is better.
Okay.
On number 9, maybe not so much, but on 12, where it's such a long hole, it's uphill.
Yeah.
And it's a tough hole, and we had trouble with that one too. So I think we made up for it in other spots, like I said, but those couple holes gave us trouble, and that's the difference between us and the really elite. I looked up yesterday because I wanted to know. In 2015, State was at Rose Creek, and that was when we had Kelsey Darwin's a fantastic player, and Lakin Brewer, and I think Jessica DeVillers was on that team, and of course I can't remember everybody, but the state championship score was 671. So that would be like, 336, 335
average, yeah.
We shot 322 yesterday.
Man.
And we took 3rd in that tournament.
So that really tells you how girls golf has really come along.
It really has.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And it's our league
at
is
Rose Creek, you said.
At Rose Creek. Very same golf course, very same layout. I mean, maybe the 9s have changed where you tee off on 10 now was 1 at that time, but they're the same exact holes.
Same 18 holes, yeah.
So when I look at that, I think, man alive, we're playing some really good golf, and we're playing it. I think fortunately, I think Red River and Cheyenne are dragging everybody with them. I mean, if you want to compete, you got to get to their level, and if it was 10 years ago, we'd have a good chance for a state championship, but that's just not how it is today. And I think these girls have a great opportunity to be one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the state this year. And, we have regional here. I hope that's an advantage for us. But doggone it, yesterday it was was quite a day.
It was fun.
pretty
I can
fun
tell
to
by
see.
the smile on your
Yep,
face. It
was
was
really fun.
So let's talk about that fun. And we had a couple of more state qualifiers yesterday.
Yeah. So Scout goes out and shoots a 45 in the front. And it's like, is she going to make it? Whatever. But, that's neither here nor there. We're hoping for, we're going to make it as a team.
Yep.
But, she rights the ship, shoots a 41 in the back, 86 gets in. And, I think the smile on her face when I saw her in 18, because we knew Coach Bachel and I were we were over watching 17 when she was finishing.
Yep.
It was like, man, if Scout makes a par, she's going to make it.
Yep.
She's going to qualify. And then we were following London, or Claire, actually. And Claire's on fire. I mean, she shot 77 yesterday.
Yeah.
And she...
personal best, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, by probably 5 or 6 strokes.
Yeah.
Claire tees off on 17 and blasts one down the right side, and it's like, oh boy, are we going to have, because now we got water left that she's got to hit at, and we talk about the shot, and if she makes a par, she's going to shoot 77, and she's got to go over a tree, and she's got to do this, and so we kind of talked her out of a shot. She knocks it in the middle of the fairway and chips it close and makes a par.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it was like, she was jacked. Then we drive up and see Scout, and she's just pumped that she qualified. London would have qualified, had already. I think shot at 82, or what'd she have? 82. I mean, and I think her round, she just kind of ho-hummed it the whole time, like, I think probably 3 or 4 lip outs, or she would have been in the 70s.
Sure.
And kind of a little bit ticked off, I think, after the tournament, in that she left some shots out there.
Okay.
So, I mean, but so then we get back, we see Scout at 18, and I mean, her grin
happy.
is huge.
Yep.
And then we buzz over to 16 because Ella's coming.
All
Ella's going to finish up.
And did you have any idea at this time when you went over there to 16 where she was as far as the score goes? So you had an idea.
We knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we knew. I mean, I think Bachel said she can make a circle 10 and she's still going to make it. but
circle 10.
She's right on the edge of the green, chips it close, makes a putt. She makes a par for her 83. So, I mean, it was nuts yesterday how well they played, and Ella Langewalter really didn't even know. I think she knew she was playing well.
Yeah.
Maybe knew what her score was, but didn't know that it was a qualifier.
Didn't know that.
So, I mean, it was something else to see. And then you go and you think about, well, Hallie wasn't even in the mix, and she shot 80.
Wow.
I mean,
isn't that something?
I mean, it was it was something else. And, we had Claire 77, career low, tied for 6th.
Yep.
Hallie shoots at 80. She tied for 11th, 39-41. I love it when you see the 30s in the 9 scores. London 82, 40-42. Ella Langewalter 41-42 for an 83. Those are all top 20 scores. Hallie 11th, London 17th, Ella 19th. Scout goes 46-40. I was wrong. I thought it was 45-41. 46-40. I mean,
wow.
24th place. And then Olivia, who was absolutely a train wreck to start, shoots 48 on the front.
48.
And then 39 on the back.
Wow.
So, I mean, 87, 27th place. We have all 6 girls in the top 27. And, I mean, it's something else to see.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
It was one of the things you mentioned in your conversation here, Coach, was somebody left some shots on the table on the course. I can't remember who you said it was. London did. And so are there still some of those that might get you to that 303 area? I mean, you're talking 19, 20 shots yet, but
well,
I mean, there are some corrections to
there
be
are some
made.
there. I mean, it's
it's tough though, huh?
I think it's there, but it's Claire goes 39-38 and has 2 doubles.
Wow.
I mean, that 77 turns into a 75 without those doubles, which, I mean, they happen. And, you know, I asked her about, were they penalty shots? She goes, no, I just had my ball in the wrong spot and then couldn't recover. But for the most part, I mean, her day was not that way. It was spot on. You know, we saw her on 14. She just bombs a tee shot right down the middle, and Bachel and I are sitting up in the rough, probably right across where her ball was, and she hits it. And then I see her look up, and she waves at us like, "You see that?" I mean, it was just
That's good.
It was just one of those days. And you know, I think for her younger sister Ella, we've been I've been kind of hard on her lately. Like, you need to rein it in here. You know, she shot I think 89 or something, 88 somewhere, and it was like, that's your score. And then she kind of had a bad score last week, and we talked about it and told her, you need to focus a little better. And she was on it all day.
But yet she was relaxed enough to.
Yep. So I mean, it's
pretty cool.
It's been a lot of fun.
I saw Renee at the volleyball game last night, Claire and Ella's mom, and I said, congratulations, and she had the biggest smile on her face too. So, you know, both girls getting in, and it's a pretty cool thing. You know, you talked about somebody spraying it to the right out there at Rose Creek. I think he was actually at Oxbow golfing last week, and I don't.
Why you got to spill the beans?
Well, I just you weren't too happy with how you played there, so I just spraying to the right.
No, but I was happy that I played there.
Yeah, you were happy you played there. Yeah.
And I might have had I didn't have a circle 10, but I might have a circle 8. That's for sure. There's a couple of scary shots on that course.
That's a tough golf course.
That golf course is hard. Okay. And then on 18, like, there's water in front of the green. The clubhouse is right behind it, and like I had to lay up because I didn't hit my tee shot in the right spot. Well, then I'm like, okay, am I going to hit this in the water, or am I going to scull it right through the window in the clubhouse?
Doink that lady sitting on the patio.
So let's just say I put it in the water.
All right.
So, oh well.
Well, Coach, what do you got coming up this week now?
Well, we have Fargo Country Club Monday. It's kind of a dual Class A, Class B thing. 22 teams. I think we play with Shanley, West Fargo, and Kindred, but I mean, they host the B. Oak Grove they play there, so they're doing a combo tournament. So that's Monday, and then it will be kind of a state tournament kind of feel. Not really the atmosphere, but the feel, because we're teeing off on 1 and 10.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a shotgun. So that's Monday, and then Wednesday we're at Maple River for the final tournament.
Wow.
We're winding down, and you know, I think through the course of the year we're a solid third. I mean, which doesn't mean anything. We're just third, but you know, we have a couple of girls who are on the edge of making all conference. So 2 good scores could really help. You know, we're solid third. We're 10 shots ahead of fourth, and you know, if things stay the way they are right now, we won't have 1 girl make all conference.
Wow.
I mean, there's 10 girls that are going to have lower averages than us.
Wow.
And we have 6 girls that qualified.
It's top 10 low average, is that right?
Low average for the season or all conference, yep.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So, you know, I think we could have, you know, if that happens, that's okay. I think we have, you know, Claire was 6 yesterday. Hal's been in the top 10. Via's been in the top 10. So I think it's there for us, you know, for someone to be maybe all region.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah, it's kind of one of those things where, you know, you start looking at that, but we have 2 tournaments left, and then the East region here at Boise Sioux, which I hope is an advantage for us. You know, it's
Give us the date of that again.
That's the 23rd. That Monday.
23rd. Yeah.
So we're winding down.
There's some teams that don't like playing here.
Oh yeah,
because Boise Sioux is not an easy golf course.
It's not an easy golf course, and it's longer.
Right.
It's closer to 6,000 than 5,000. Where, you know, yesterday we played about 5,100 yards.
Yeah.
You know, in Boise Sioux we play about 56. So makes a difference.
Yeah, you have to hit it in the right spot too.
Yep.
If you're a little bit left or right, you are not going to have a shot at the green.
Yep.
So yeah, it's tough.
Yep. It's been fun.
It looks like it's been fun, and I'm sure it's a fun bunch of girls to be around too, when that kind of stuff happens. So, congratulations to the 6 qualifiers, and Hopefully some more good stuff coming next week here.
I hope so.
All right. Coach Jeff Ralph and the Huskies girls golf coach. And good luck.
Thanks,
Coach.
Joe.
I appreciate it. Heather Henn waiting in the wings, and we'll take a commercial break, and we'll be right back here on Three Borders Sports Network right after this.
To see you at American Family Insurance, Miller and Associates.
Since 1941, Minn Kota Ag Products has been helping farmers with their agricultural needs. The farming industry has expanded at great lengths, and Minn Kota Ag Products is there to provide farmers with their entire chemical, fertilizer, seed, and grain elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. For market access at your fingertips and information essential to your farm operation, download the Minn Kota Ag Products app. Minn Kota Ag Products, proud to be a partner in your farm operation since 1941.
20 years of experience, Dr. Andrea at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is certified in pediatrics and pregnancy, seeing children of all ages daily. Start your pregnancy out right with a correcting postural adjustment to help with daily activities and also give you a better night's sleep. Continued chiropractic care throughout your pregnancy can potentially help for an easier labor and delivery of your new little one. Call Hornstein Family Chiropractic today at 701-672-1300 for an appointment, or request an appointment online at hornsteinfamilychiropractic.com. Dr. Andrea Hornstein, helping your family grow up healthy.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family. To provide options beyond the expected. To help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here.
Good evening, everybody.
You didn't need to do that.
Didn't I?
No. Like it was already, we were already there.
Oh, were we?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I was counting to 5 just to make sure
You
I
didn't
was
need
ready.
to.
Okay.
You can hear the commercials, and when the commercials are gone, then I turn the mics on. Start
Oh, yeah,
the
but
music.
you usually play the music nice and loud, and then it kind of softens.
Can't you hear from my headphones though?
No. Did you?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, neither did Heather, so don't blame my hearing.
I don't know what's going on.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back
we
to
go.
the Three Border
Here we go.
Sports Network and the Giants Coaches Show, and brought to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner. The man behind the curtain is Brian Watson.
You know there's no curtain, right?
I know there's no curtain, but the
people
people here don't see that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I ruined
So
it.
the people there don't see that.
Yeah, I ruined it.
Heather and I can see you.
Yeah, I know.
So right now we're joined by head coach of the Storm swimming team, and that's Heather Henn. Hey, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
You're number 2.
I am.
You're back.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. So just kind of remind folks what you do within the school system and what you're teaching.
Yeah, so I'm a second grade teacher at the elementary school. This is my 4th year teaching in
Yep.
Wahpeton and my 2nd year coaching.
Second year coaching the Storm swimming team. Yes. So, all right, so you've had a couple of meets. That's why you weren't with us last week, because you didn't have any meets to really talk about. And you texted me back and said, hey, we got a meet on Friday and Saturdays. So we got meets on Friday and Saturday, so we'll talk next week. So I appreciate you coming in.
Of course.
All right, so Heather, let's talk about a meet. And I've seen some things on social media where the girls looked like they did pretty good, some EDC qualifiers.
Yeah, it was a really exciting couple of days. We started Friday, and I just told them, try your best. Obviously, they were going to exceed my expectations, but I said, just try your best. It's a great starting point, and we can work on it from there. And we had a lot of EDC qualifiers. 4 out of the 6.
4 out of 6.
On Friday qualified, and then they added some more on Saturday.
And Friday, let's go back there to Friday, and that was at West Fargo, right?
Yep, at the Hulbert pool.
At the Hulbert
Yes.
pool. And can you remember the 4 that qualified that day for us and what events they were in?
So we had Elliston Hendrickson. She's a junior in Wahpeton.
Okay.
She qualified her 50 free, her 200 free, and her 100 back, I believe.
Okay.
And then Natalie Graham is a freshman in Wahpeton, and she qualified her 100 freestyle, I believe.
Okay.
And then Isla Berger is our 7th grader.
Wow.
And she really amazed me. She was a trooper. She qualified her 50 free and her 100, her 200 IM and her 100 breaststroke.
Okay.
And then Maddie Byer from Breckenridge, she's our junior captain. She qualified her 500 free.
IM is medley.
Yes, it's the individual medley.
Individual medley.
Yes, so they swim all 4 strokes.
So yeah, as I was going to say, it's all 4. You do 50 of this, 50 of that, 50 of this, 50 of that.
Yep, butterfly, back, breast free.
Okay. See, I knew that, B-Dub.
You're learning. Well, let me try.
I was close.
You're learning.
I knew it was medley something.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then what did she teach me last year? Fast water or something?
That was a couple of years ago that you learned about fast water. But
Was that what it was?
You know, this is an Olympic year. You figure that you would be on point with.
I did watch
with
Olympic
everything.
swimming.
I know.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it.
No.
So, but it's okay.
No.
Yeah, we're getting better.
Katie Ledecky did very well.
Yeah, there you go.
There, see, I knew that name.
Yeah, you can throw one name
about
out
that?
there. Yeah.
All right, so the girls did well at the Hulbert on Friday. Then
Yes.
on Saturday,
Then on Saturday, Ellie added.
you were at
Oh,
Fargo
we were
South?
Fargo South. Yes. Yep. Ellie added 2 more events: her 500 free and her. Oh, she swam the 50 free both days, so she just improved her time on Saturday. Natalie added the 200 free and the 50 free.
You're doing very
I'm
well.
not sure.
Without looking
There
at
was a
your
lot
phone.
of them.
Without looking at your phone, you're doing pretty darn well.
I came
so
unprepared.
That's all right.
And
not to worry.
Isla added her 200 IM.
Okay.
Yes.
When you qualify for EDC here in swimming, is it based on a time or a place finish?
It is based off of a time.
Off of a time.
Yes.
So it's got to be X amount of time or better.
Yep.
Okay, so that goes no matter what event you're in.
Yes. So they qualify for EDC. It's a difficult time, but it's achievable. And then state's obviously a
Well, I
little
think
faster.
we did pretty darn well.
I think so too.
Huh?
Yeah.
First 2 meets of the year.
It was wild.
So I'm getting way out in the future, and you may not even know the exact date, but when is EDC for you?
EDC is the second weekend of November. I want to say it's like
That's okay.
Yeah.
Second weekend in November. So you got a lot of time to improve those times if you can.
Yes.
And do you think you're going to see that as a coach? You hope so.
I am very confident.
Yeah?
I'm hoping we'll have some state qualifiers. They're very close.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So now, is there a team freestyle like in the Olympics? They had
relays.
Teams, relays.
Yep.
Do you have relays too as well? You only had them in a couple meets last year, I think, didn't you?
Yes. So I have a couple dual athletes that are.
Yep.
I have one in cheerleading and then one in volleyball.
Yep.
So when they're not there, it makes it a little difficult to arrange the girls properly to be able to swim all of the relays. But most of the swim meets we go to, we're able to have all
You do
three.
have.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So you can do that.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So what's up next now for the Storm Swim team?
We travel to Grand Forks on Friday.
This coming Friday, you're up to Grand Forks.
Yep.
And how many teams are in that one? Do you know?
There will be 4.
So
Yes.
pretty much all EDC teams, then I suppose.
Well, it'll be us and Shanley go to all of the same meets since we don't have our own pools to host meets.
Gotcha.
So we're just buddies, pals. Every meet we go to.
Travel buddies, huh?
Yep. And then Grand Forks has Red River and Central. So it's just us, Shanley, and then the 2 Grand Forks teams.
Okay. So that sounds like a good time. So how many girls are on the team total?
We have 7.
So it's a pretty close-knit group.
Yes.
Do you just pack into a van and take off and then Heather drives, or is that
Yep.
what you do?
Yep. We were lucky enough to get the van last weekend, and I think we get the Suburban going to Grand Forks. Really luxury.
So pack it in there and up
Yep.
we go, huh? And that's just a one-day trip. You
Yeah.
can
Yep.
go up there and back in
Yep.
one day. Well, at least the roads are good, so you don't have to worry about that
Thank
right
goodness.
now.
I'm a little nervous for when November comes around. I was really lucky last year, so hopefully there's no snow.
That's good. How's life otherwise?
It's good.
Yeah?
Been busy.
Yeah.
I'm celebrating 1 year of marriage on
How about that?
Monday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Have my master's degree now.
Oh,
So,
man. Look at
yeah.
you. And we'll say hi to Mom and Dad. I'm sure they're watching.
Hi.
So we just talked about Monty and Aaron.
Yeah.
B-Dub, you got anything else for Coach?
I have a question about practice.
Okay.
So you practice at the Blickery.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
But that pool is not like the right size. Is that the deal?
Yeah,
Or-
I think
so-
I can't remember if it's maybe a little too short.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that affect the way that you prepare, or does it affect the girls in their preparation?
They don't seem to notice. I just have to push them just a little bit more. So if they're swimming a 200 at the swim meet, I have them practice swimming 300s.
I see.
So I just add it on a little
Okay. I was always curious about that. Everybody says, well, how come we don't have meets here or whatever? Well, it's because of the size of the pool.
bit. That, and we don't have all the technology that's needed.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice at some point to have one here, but
Well, most definitely.
we'll have to just see where we go.
Cross your fingers and wait and see, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So,
I know you were going at that. So
I wasn't going anywhere. No,
No?
I'm going to leave it at that. It's
All right.
okay.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, good.
All right, Heather, you got anything else you want to add?
No.
All right, Heather Henn, Storm swimming coach, and the girls, and had a great weekend up in Fargo South and in West Fargo. So congratulations to those qualifiers, and keep it up.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Heather Henn and Amanda Lundsetter coming up next here right after these commercials, and we'll be right back on Three Borders Sports Network.
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28, our own cable channel dedicated to anything that we do, most anything that we do live. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson. Beat up.
That one was pretty good.
Did I time that one pretty well?
That was really good.
Okay, good.
Because part of the problem is I can't hear the music in my headphones.
How come you can't hear
No, I can't hear the commercials in my headphones. Sorry.
Oh, because you're doing it through here.
Yeah. But I'm going to get that worked out. I told you, just baby steps. Baby steps.
I'm not judging.
Yeah. She's not
I
judging.
can't do it.
She's not judging. There you go. See, I like that.
That's pretty good.
Miss.
All right.
That's right.
Miss.
Super good.
We're joined now by Amanda Lundsetter. There's an inside joke there that happened off air, folks, but we're all good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm praying for these freshmen this year.
All right, we're joined now by head coach of the Huskies tennis team, and that is Amanda Lundsetter. Amanda, thanks for joining us tonight. Your first time this year, so unable to be with us last week, but Amanda here with a smile and ready to go. All right, Amanda, what year is this for you now? What year coaching?
This is 12.
Number 12.
Yep, this is 12 for me.
For boys
officially.
and girls?
Boys and girls.
So you started both way back when you started, and it was...
Oh, it's been a hot minute since I've started. I think we
Yeah,
started
12.
in 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 12 years as a coach, and you've seen a lot of ups and downs, but some growth here now. And we've talked about that several times here on the show, about how you like to see these younger folks that you worked with at Park and Rec and down at the park during the summer, and how these kids are growing up and some things. And there's been some positive things happening. And again, I look at the EDC standings right now. Wapaton's got a win on the column. So early in the season, and we got a win up there already against Fargo South. So congratulations.
Thank you. It was a great win last night. It was a good match. It was very hot and smoky and humid, and I think given the conditions, they did very well. The matches were really close, so there were a couple of moments where I was having to sprint from court to court, just trying to keep everyone in the right headspace as they try to close out some of those tie-break matches. But it felt really good, because if I were 100% honest, I wasn't sure if we'd win any matches this season. We graduated, our seniors last year, and so there were quite a few spaces to fill, and we have an outstanding turnout of middle school tennis players this season, which I'm absolutely thrilled for. We've never had this many young men come out in a single season before, but young, we are so young. And so this year we have no seniors.
0 seniors, so we lost the Cummings boys.
Yep. We have a couple upperclassmen. One of them is a Cummings. So we have Alex Cummings at number 1, which, I mean, very talented athlete, very talented tennis player, so that came to no surprise. But he's a junior, along with Garnett Anderson, his doubles partner, also talented and experienced tennis player. And both those two are kind of leading the charge in their seniority, because after that, it is sophomore Grayson Cassie, who I think is in his 2nd year of tennis. So this is only his 2nd year. And Zach Cummings, he's a freshman, and obviously he's a Cummings, so he's been in the program
he's been around
longer than just
almost as long
school
as you.
tennis, right? So he does have his experience, but he's still young. And then after that, they are just babies. I have Christian Schuler. He's coming from St. Mary's. He's playing for us, and he's an 8th grader. Zach Miller's an 8th grader playing for us, and Jackson Bartles is an 8th grader. And then I was able to snag one more junior from Campbell, Daxon Carter. And Daxon joined us, and it's his 1st year of tennis, but he's already really proven himself. He's a hard worker and just a great kid. All of them are great kids to work with, but I mean, a couple of them this year are getting thrown into the fire because we're a small team and we're a young team. So given the amount of experience we have right now, team, it's quite impressive that they secured the win last night. A lot of that goes to those 2 junior boys who are kind of setting the vibe. I think Grayson Cassie's done a great job in his own way of setting a good example, being very vocal, and also just with his energy and with his just die-hard attitude.
So are your 8th graders, you mentioned your 8th graders, one was St. Mary's, your 8th graders getting to see some varsity time as well?
Absolutely. So Christian Schuler's at 6, and he's playing 6 singles for varsity, which is pretty impressive. Zach Miller, who is new this year, is playing 3 doubles. The kid has excellent reflexes. I think it's the hockey in him that gives him really good reflexes. So him at the net is really great. We gotta just get him a good solid serve and ground stroke, and he'll be ready to go. And Daxon's a little bit built like he might be recruited for our football team, but I just can only allow them to steal so many tennis players. Daxon's very strong, and he is gung-ho. Like, he'll rally for days, and he just gets the ball back. And so I have him and Zach together, so one's power and the other speed, and I think they make a good duo. We just got to hammer out some of the technique. a little bit. But
How do you mentioned the young man from Campbell, and then there's the 8th grader from St. Mary's. How does that work that you can bring them up here to play? If they're Minnesota kids, how do you get them up here in the North Dakota side to be able to play in Wahpeton?
So these guys are all co-op students, so they're co-opted with us, but the school isn't co-opted with us.
Okay.
So they end up paying pretty heavily to play on our team.
Oh, okay.
So their commitment is a very
Pretty
serious
deep.
one
Pretty
when they come onto the team.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a co-op with Fairmount, Campbell, and St. Mary's.
Okay.
But it's not the typical co-op, so we're still the Huskies.
It's not a Storm team yet
Correct.
or anything like that.
Because
yeah.
we don't play any matches on the Minnesota side.
Okay. So right now, that's the way it stands.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. I know you had said before, I thought you'd pulled somebody up from the Fairmont or
Yep,
Campbell or
we had Douglas Burvey and Carmen Burvey, and both those two were from
Yeah.
Fairmount. And Ava Schuler was on my women's varsity in the spring, and she went to St. Mary's last year.
Okay. All right. What do you got coming up this week? I see, what is it, Cheyenne?
We have a lot. We had South on Tuesday, Cheyenne on Thursday. We have Bismarck Century and Bismarck Legacy on Friday, and then we have the West Fargo Invite, which is Saturday for varsity only.
It is, yeah, 12, 13, 14, 3 days in a row there.
So quite a few matches. Cheyenne is ranked pretty high, and I think they're going to be very challenging. But I have a lot of faith in our 1 and 2 right now. The way they've been kind of rolling through, especially in doubles, they haven't lost. Singles, I believe Garnett's only lost once, and Alex hasn't lost any of the regular EDC matches at 1. So to be able to win consistently at 1 and 2, especially for Wahpeton, which is the smallest school, I think they've done outstanding. They are going to be challenged quite a bit here against Cheyenne, and we've warned our younger players to come ready, because those guys mean business up at Cheyenne. So we're going to come at them. We'll come at them tenaciously, of course. And then we kind of get a glimpse of the West before we have to see them at state and stuff.
So you've got Red River at top, and they've been a perennial top team all the time, and then Cheyenne coming in second place right now in EDC at 3-1. They're tied with Shanley. So there's some normal, I guess, if you will, powers at the top of the EDC yet.
Yeah, pretty typical powers at the top. Red River seems to be exceptionally powerful this year, and it's nothing that we're not used to, but I kind of like what I am seeing so far. A lot of the teams seem fairly even, and there's opportunities to compete and definitely edge our way into at least team competition, so long as the guys keep grinding. Like I said, they're just improving at an incredible rate, and they're quickly changing my former opinion from the beginning of the season, because I was quite concerned with having such a young team, so many 7th and 8th graders, and then our oldest guys being a couple of juniors, that we might have a big issue with keeping focused, with meeting the expectation. That can be hard for young men who typically get to play on a middle school team, then graduate to the high school team. Man, these guys have done everything I've asked of them.
That's cool.
And they're doing their utmost to keep up with the high schoolers, and they're not even the same developmental stages of their physique either.
Right.
So, I mean, very impressed with this year's team.
I know one of the things, and comparatively, so if you look at a Red River and a Cheyenne, they're probably all juniors and seniors.
They're all juniors and seniors. Absolutely.
More
Some
than
of them are all seniors.
Wow.
I think what was last year, Davies, the entire team was seniors. So we will have 8th graders going up against seniors.
Sure.
And it's not fair, but it is a trial by fire experience. You get to see what you need to work toward, and the Huskies understand that it's not enough to just show up on court during season and think you're going to win. You need to, if you're going to commit to this particular sport, it is a full commitment.
Yep. And B-Dub can attest too, Brian, that bringing an 8th grader or even a 7th grader up, you go back to the Tyler Irwin days, and you bring up Scout, and she was an 8th grader, and Taya is an 8th grader. Bringing those kids up into the varsity level, That's a chore. You got a lot of things to coach there.
Yeah, it's tough. And I was going to ask the question, part of the question, and you sort of answered it with 8th graders playing against seniors. But can you clarify what the structure is of a match for those of us that don't know? Like, you have an 8th grader at 6. So how many matches are you playing, or how many matches are you putting out there each event?
Well, there's 6 singles and 3 doubles.
Okay.
And in order to win a full match, you have to invest in 9.
Okay.
And the issue with us is sometimes, like with most people, their teams are large enough, you have a little more of a pecking order. But if the team's small, like ours is, sometimes a guy will get slotted into a spot, whether he's ready for it or not. It can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. For a lot of these younger players, they'll be like, oh, that sucked so much. I need to be better next year because I hated getting beat so bad.
Well, that's part of it too, right? Like if you have someone who's competitive like that,
yeah,
they're going to take their lumps when they're younger, but they're going to figure out what they need to do in order to be successful.
It's a make or break situation because on the other half of it, you get beat so hard and you are a bit of a competitive person, you'll quit.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to balance and to talk to them before and after and during the match to keep them in the right headspace that if you know you're outmatched, you need to use the match to grow. You need to find the places that you can improve on, even if that's just working on your serve at that time. And that's how it's been for us a lot. For my people who have really come out and realized, this is the situation, those are the kids that are like, that's not going to happen to me again. And they make it a point to play in the off season. They will make it a point to get up to Courts Plus in Fargo and make sure they're doing the extra camps and clinics and stuff like that. And they'll just be court rats. And like, especially the guys, they had the advantage with the whole entire summer in front of the season to be out on court. With the girls, my girls that have had success with going to state and being competitive in the EDC, those girls have definitely put in way more effort and energy than most because they're so at a disadvantage with this winter being their preseason, having to travel up to Fargo just to see a court, and they're on gym floor a lot, which is obviously not the right surface for a tennis ball.
Right.
So for all my players that are really excelling and keep holding their own against these larger schools, despite the fact they come from a smaller school, maybe don't have the same type of competition pushing them, they're doing great. And even like my 8th grader that's put in the 6th spot, he has done a fantastic job. He really has. His technique is very good. It's just that he's a young man. He's still growing. Yeah. He hasn't even grown fully yet.
He hasn't figured himself out.
Yeah, I got a couple of guys. Their feet are bigger than their legs almost. They're still trying to figure that part out. So like today we were in the weight room working on agility, and I was like, okay, we gotta get that brain to go all the way down to the feet and back up again, There are some things that need some hammering out, but the ones that have put in their time, the ones that they understand it, they're having successes. Them being in other sports is also huge. Al and Gary are both in basketball. I believe Al was in track has been in track, and it translates into every sport. So if you're not going to do tennis in the off season, you better be doing something else because we need everything and anything as we are going into the sport kind of as the underdog continually. So
that's the truth, and no better words were spoken there, I don't think, Coach. So again, keep it up there, guys, and hopefully we'll have a good, successful tennis season. Again, you got a busy weekend coming up. Good luck, Coach.
Yeah.
Again, you're at Cheyenne, then you go up to Fargo for a west crossover, if you will, kind of a thing, and then you got the Cheyenne Invite on Saturday.
Yeah. It's going to be busy.
Going to be busy. Couple 3 days there for head coach Amanda Lundsetter and the Huskies boys tennis squad. We'll be right back with Dominique Rickles. She's Huskies girls volleyball coach coming up next. Thanks, Amanda.
You bet.
All right, we'll be right back.
Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain Hefty Seed never changes. Red River Grain Hefty Seed works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain Hefty Seed has been saving farmers money for years. For all your grain and agronomy needs, stop in or call the friendly staff at 643-3738 or visit them online at redrivergrain.com.
Here at the Amanda Frederick State Farm Agency, we do our best to make insurance a little less insurance-y for you. Hi, this is Amanda, your local State Farm agent. You've probably seen our team out and about volunteering in the community, participating in local events, and just doing our all-around best to support and encourage a healthy, vibrant community. Stop into our office sometime and find out why we've been consistently voted best insurance agency in the Valley and why State Farm has been a trusted household name in insurance for 100 years. We hope to meet you soon.
At OSPTI, our focus is on each individual's therapy needs, whether it be for speech, occupational, or physical therapy services. I'm Becky, a physical therapist at OSPTI, and I love being able to provide that personal care to each person that we see with clinics in Breckenridge, Hankinson, and Fergus Falls. You don't have to travel very far from home. From infants to athletes to adults, you can request OSPTI to meet your therapy goals.
Any bank can tell you they have a rock-solid commitment to agriculture. Bell can prove it. To this day, every Bell Bank branch is partially built with rocks we've picked from our founder's farm. But our roots in ag have grown more than a few offices. They've shaped who we are and formed our entire approach to banking. Let us prove it to you as you grow your farm and prepare your legacy for the next generation. Bell Bank, committed to ag. In Wahpeton, talk to Rick Steckler.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, and it's presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson, and we're just talking about Giants. And how about that?
Yeah.
Dominic Rickles joins us here, head coach of the Huskies volleyball squad, and
we have an in at Giants now.
Yeah, we do.
So
I don't know if that's public information yet.
Oh, sorry.
It is. It's
okay, good. Yeah. Now we have an in.
Now it is.
Yeah,
now we have an in.
Now it is.
There we go.
You heard it first here, folks.
There we go.
There you go. Yep, we heard it here first. All right, Coach. I'll tell you what. You know, when you look back at the season, and you maybe, I think at the time you had thought about going over to that crossover tournament. Mm-hmm. Once upon a time, it was on your schedule at one time, correct? It was. And I'm not trying to put you in a hard spot here, but the decision was made not to attend that tournament and go to a different tournament, correct?
Yes. So before.
And you don't have to get into it real deep if you don't want to, but I'm just asking.
So we wanted to take the opportunity once Valley City put that tournament together to see some of the competition we're going to see next year. Yeah. And a lot of schools, of the Class B schools who will be moving up, are taking part in that Valley City tournament on Saturday, and as well as the Class A schools that are moving down. The Bismarck tournament's a great tournament. Yep. It would have been nice to have those extra games, but we just made a call that this would be a better opportunity for our team, and I've got a really young team too.
Yep.
So I'm hoping we can go to that tournament on Saturday and build some confidence and build off of the positive things that I saw last night and capitalize on those.
All right. So that's where we're going to go next now. Let's back up a gear here. And it was the pink game was the first game on your schedule.
It was.
So when you saw that and you decided not to go to Bismarck, what was the thought in your mind going like, holy crap, we got to play against Breckenridge in our first game of the year, probably one of the bigger games of the season for the girls.
Yep.
And now we got to host Breckenridge, and Breckenridge is on a roll coming in.
I feel like I love the paint game and that friendly rivalry we have across the river.
Yep.
I mean, I grew up with it
Sure you did.
When I was a cowgirl once upon a time.
Yep.
But I think why not just hold your feet to the fire right away and jump in? There's no better way to test where you're at, especially like a team like Breck. I told the girls, I was like, these girls have been playing together for a very long time.
Yep.
They have a chemistry that is hard to match since they've been doing it together for so long. And they put a lot of work in the off season. So it's good to kind of have that wake-up call right away. I think the girls took that game and they had their own little discussion. I wasn't a part of it, but they set goals.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
The captains and the seniors led them, and they set goals and talked about what went right, what went wrong. And I really saw a fire lit underneath them when it came to Tuesday.
All right, so let's go to Tuesday.
This Tuesday.
Yeah, last night you played Fargo North, a game you saw here on Three Borders Sports Network, and during the broadcast, I said to Brian and I, back and forth as we're talking during the game, I saw a lot of positivity that I thought we could build on, or that you could build on, obviously, that was happening with the girls. There were some moments that shined, I thought, versus what it was in their very first game against Breckenridge. Now, whether it was jitters or just the fact that it was their first game, but I saw things that looked good.
Yeah. Just touching on the Breck game, too, that was a lot of nerves. And what I saw in practice didn't correlate to that game, but that happens.
Oh, okay.
But they really, they were so scrappy last night, and I was so proud of that. There's this one play that sticks out in my mind. Taylor Malk ran through to pick up a tip and popped it up perfectly, then ran back to the other side of the net and got a block.
Crazy. Yep.
And I was just like, she's fast, is what I said. Yeah. But it was plays like that, just not quitting on it and moving together and working as a team. I was really proud of them for that, because Fargo North is a really good program.
They're not a bad squad.
No, and Andrea Hummel is a very good coach and former college volleyball player I can learn a lot from her, and she's really good at building a program. And I was shocked they didn't make a state run last year, but they got a lot of tall talent back.
I was going to say they've got a couple of 6'1" girls and a 5'9" girl in Soleil Berg that she played like she was 6 foot.
Yep, exactly. And I said, if we can serve against a team like that and get them on their heels, we can do that to a lot of people in the EDC. Now it's just tightening up the rest of the other parts of our game. We sent too many free balls over between the last two games, so we need to stop giving them those. We also need to be more strategic. If we can't get a good swing on the ball, where are we going to tip or place that ball to break down and get that defense to shift?
Yep. The other thing that I noticed during the match last night, and I want to just bring it out, Kylie Hansey served really well, and she hit the ball really well, I thought, personally. I'm not obviously a coach or an expert at volleyball, but
I used to.
Both Brian and I thought she did well.
She serves the bar very, very, very hard. I think a few times I've mentioned her sister Kiera had a lot of power in her serve, and I think she's gunning for that spot.
I was close.
You
were Sierra.
You were nowhere near.
I said Sierra.
You were nowhere
Hansey.
near close.
It was Kiera.
You were nowhere near close.
All right, go on.
Yes.
Okay.
So she's really doing a great job with that and keeping the power and picking her moments on serves when to really bring the heat. So I think she's going to be really successful behind the line. Her sister led us in aces this year. I'm challenging her to beat what she did last year, her sister did, because I love a sibling rivalry. I had that growing up. But now it's just making sure she gets the ball, making sure setters make the decision to push out to her when we have that there, because she is one of our power hitters, and we need to get the ball in her hands more often.
Yep. What do you got coming up this week?
So tomorrow we leave for Grand Forks Central.
Yep.
I've watched some film on them, and he changed the lineup every time, so it's been hard for me to put together a little report, but besides that, I know what their offensive formation is. But Grand Forks Central is a very scrappy team. So we have to be very decisive and put the ball somewhere with intention. Just don't put the ball to put it over, and then we'll be successful. And between the last 2 games, we really improved our blocking. So we need to keep that at that level and keep building on it, like no steps backwards, and we'll be successful tomorrow. And then Valley City tournament on Saturday.
Oh, that's right. In the Valley City tournament on Saturday, I wanted to talk to you about that too. You've kind of already mentioned it here, where it's teams that are coming down from A and coming up from B, and they're basically going to the 3-class system again, like basketball did. Unfortunately, a year later than what basketball did.
Yes. It's unfortunate, but it's happening. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see what some of the competition will be like next year. Especially, we'll get to see Kindred and Carrington in the tournament, and I think it'll be good for the girls because I have a very young team. I have, where last year I had all seniors.
Yeah.
I've got 2 freshmen on the team. I got an 8th grader. She hasn't seen much playing time yet, but once she gets more confident, I definitely believe she'll see some playing time on varsity. And then lots of sophomores.
Yeah.
But
I'm excited for just the improvement I saw from Tuesday to Thursday.
Yeah.
Or Thursday to Tuesday, right?
He doesn't even know what day of the week it is.
I don't know.
He's still learning. It's okay.
From the Breckenridge game to the North game.
There we go.
Yeah.
Can I just say that?
Yeah.
That's okay.
That works.
That's okay.
It'll be great for them. It's not. We can't go in there and think it's going to be easy. Our first game's at 8 a.m. We're leaving here early. So they have to come in really mentally focused when games are that early. And then it's a long day.
Who do you play?
Who do we play?
Yeah.
Our Redeemer. Oh, you're going to make me look at my phone. I just looked at it too.
I asked the hard questions.
How many games do you think you're playing on Saturday, or don't you know?
So we have 3 teams,
guaranteed.
3 guaranteed, but then there's at least 2 in permanent or tournament play. Excuse me.
Okay.
So we play in our pool Park River, Napoleon Gackle Streeter, which is in Minnesota. I believe. Yep. And then
Napoleon's North Dakota.
North Dakota.
But their border are they a crossover border?
No.
Well, my Minnesota's showing. And then our Redeemers. But there are
Minot.
6 pools, so a lot of teams. And,
oh, wow. And then you will play pool play after that, or tournament play, like you said, after those 3 guaranteed.
Yep.
So it's going to be a long day.
It is. They say the last game's going to be at 5 o'clock, but no chance.
It'll be later.
I've just never been on a tournament that runs on time.
Are all those teams going to be in the middle division?
No, there's a couple that are not.
Okay.
There's a few of the Western North Dakota schools that wouldn't be moved up.
Sure.
Oh, they'd stay down and be.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And next year, will your region be the same as ours is for basketball? Be Region 1?
Yep,
Okay.
exact same. They just copied and paste.
Yep.
Yep.
It's going to be good.
We talked about that. We weren't sure.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Region, it doesn't matter what the sport is. Region 1's tough.
Yep.
It is.
It's just brutal.
But you won't have the Cheyennes and the Davies and the.
No, but it'll still be tough.
You've got the Kindreds.
It's competitive. That's the difference. This is what I tell people, because they'll say, "Well, is it better that you're playing in 3 divisions or whatever?" Yeah, it's better, but it doesn't mean that we're going to find more success, because I think it's more difficult. Because in the old days in the EDC, we're down 20 or whatever, and you make a mistake and it's not that big a deal. Now. Those mistakes are in a 5-point game, so now they really, really matter. So same thing in volleyball. You're in close matches. Instead of it being 20-10, now it's 20-18, and now you can't make the same mistake. It's more intense. I think there's more pressure.
Yeah.
Just because it's so competitive, and you really have to be on your game every single night. Yep. And we found out that it's just a different style, and it's difficult. You're not going to be able to just show up and win. You're going to have to play every single night. And if you're not ready, then you're going to get beat. So.
And it's a mental shift too, because we come from an underdog perspective here, and then you shift to, because I know it for sure, you will have a target on your back, because all these Class B schools that are coming up are going to be hungry to beat you. It's a different mentality. As a player, I've been on both ends of that spectrum, and it's really fun to be the underdog.
It's the truth. That's what we said last year, is that we were we were never expected to win. Mm-hmm. So we go up against whoever it is, and everybody in the gym is pulling for us. Well, guess what? We're on the other side of it now. No one is pulling for us. All those schools are against us, and it makes it tough. And I'm telling you, the first time that one of those schools beats you, you'll understand what's happening.
And just from doing book for the boys and girls basketball games last year, the crowd is different.
Yeah, it's
but
different.
The Class B crowd I grew up going to the Class B tournament, and that is just a different type. Like, we think we're a small town, that small town veracity, and I think I just made up a word. But anyway, you know what I mean? Like, it's a different atmosphere, but it's a fun atmosphere. Yeah. So I'm very excited for that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming in tonight. And you mentioned Taylor Malk a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give it away.
You might want to watch the end of the show.
Jeez.
Oh.
Is that too much?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
Never
okay.
mind.
It's all right.
Okay.
You might want to watch the end of the show. I'm just saying.
Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. That's what I'm saying. All right, there's Dominic Rickles, the head coach of the Huskies volleyball squad, and we'll be right back with Larry Lash, cross-country coach, coming up next right here on Three Borders Sports Network.
Is your athlete suffering from an ankle sprain or a hit to the head? Did you know that a chiropractic adjustment can decrease ankle swelling by half and get your athlete back to their sport quicker? Or dizziness, brain fog can come from a neck subluxation. With 20 years of chiropractic experience, Dr. Andrea at Hornstein Family Chiropractic knows personally how chiropractic adjustments can get you back to playing your sport in no time. Request an appointment online at hornsteinfamilychiropractic.com or call 701-672-1300.
Sometimes it's tough being a dad. Kids grow up fast. Hey, girls. Oh, love it.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm TikToking.
Is he serious?
Don't even want me around anymore. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. Hugs mean a lot to a dad. So, with Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
No matter the time of year, there's never a bad time to get your ride sparkling at All Seasons Car Wash. Your ride deserves to shine all year round. We'll see you at All Seasons Car Wash.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Presented by Red River Communications, Cable Channel 28. And thanks, everybody, for tuning in and watching Three Borders Sports Network. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson, sitting over there. We want to say hi to Sir James Watson, too, as long as we're on that subject. We got to say hi to Sir James. He's always tuned in and watching us.
We can say hi to him. That exchange was kind of a mess. I'm going to blame myself on that one, though.
The what?
The exchange was a little bit of a mess there after the commercial.
But that was your fault.
Maybe. But
didn't he say it was his fault?
He's the producer.
Yeah.
What? Seriously,
the man
who
pushing
let
the
him in here? Who let him in here? He doesn't come in and.
I like him.
Yeah, we're on a timer. We're on a timer right now. We're gonna cut it short. So let's not go long.
Carson Yage's sitting here waiting too, so I suppose we should get started.
That's right. Let's go.
All right, let's go. We're joined now by Larry Lash, and Larry's a cross-country coach. Larry, welcome back again. Thanks for coming back tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming in. And before you, or when you sat down, you had mentioned that you would like to talk a little bit, not only about the current business that we've got to discuss, but you had talked about maybe going over the state track meet. You're also the track coach too.
Yeah, last time we met, I walked out thinking, we talked about our last show was before state. Yeah, and we had some good stuff happen in Bismarck.
So let's talk about that. So talk about that. What did the boys and girls do out at state?
Yeah, so we had a nice delegation. We had a dozen boys and a dozen girls head out to Bismarck for state track. And state champ, back-to-back with Scout Woods in the shot put.
How about that?
And she threw her personal best throw. I got it here. I had to look it up to make sure I got it right. 43 feet, 10.5 inches, another school record. Pretty impressive, and she popped it like on her second throw, so like a lot of pressure is off after you pop a good one.
Sure, yeah.
And everybody was playing catch up, and nobody could. And the previous day, she took second in the discus, and she had a good throw in the discus as well. And the gal who beat her just happened just to have a tremendous, the gal who beat her threw her best throw by like 6 or 7 feet. So I mean, you're going against somebody who also threw really well. So yeah, Scout had a fine track meet. And she's only a junior or senior this year now, so she's back one more season. Yeah, don't knock on wood now.
Yeah, knock on wood.
So, Jada Fobb, who's taking her talents to NDSU.
Yes.
She also had a fine track meet. She ended up placing 5th in the 400-meter dash with her season best time, 58.78, pretty impressive. And she took 8th in the high jump, which maybe wasn't what she wanted, but it kind of got bunched up with some of her running.
Okay.
But Jada also ran our girls 4x2 relay. Taylor Mauk, Jada Fobb, Hallie Miller, and Leah DeVries, who was just phenomenal for 1 year running track. They ran the 4x2 relay, and they dropped like a second or two from their best time at EDC. They dropped another second from EDC into prelims at state, and then they dropped another second from prelims to finals.
Wow.
So they were just gelling at the right time.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
So all those kids got up on the podium. We had some other kids like Hayden Matichek and Hallie, Leah, and Mauk ran the 4x1 relay. They just missed getting into finals, but they ran a great time. We had 2 boys relay teams out there, and the same boys were on both of them, Trayton Mauk, Jackson DeVries, Caden Barth, and J.D. Gomez. And they didn't make the finals, but they both ran like their best times all season in their relays. So, so yeah, overall it was a good little track meet for us.
So yeah, it was fun to watch the results on that. And like you said, we didn't have a coach's show after that spring meet, so I'm glad you brought that up.
And one final note on that: but Memorial Day weekend in Bismarck on that Friday, woke up in the morning. It was 48 degrees and rainy and windy.
Yeah.
I've never been to a state track meet where they pushed things back or delayed, and they said, okay, we're going to not start the track meet until like it was 11 or noon or something like that. And JD and Trayton and Leah had to go run the 300-meter hurdles, and it was so cold and windy.
Oh, man.
Saturday turned out was a really nice day, but it was a cold front that came through. It was unbelievable. It was March weather. It wasn't May weather by any means.
Yeah, and that like you said, that was Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
And it's like you're expecting some 70s.
It was. One of the parents went and bought a space heater to put inside our tent, trying to keep the kids warm.
Yeah.
But hey, it's not 48 degrees today.
Nope, it was another warm day today. How about that smoke out there today?
Yeah, it's been a rough week for cross country.
For the runners?
We went inside today. The air quality index was earlier in the day. It was like at 175. I heard it was like 180 something this morning. They recommend between 150 and 200s that you look at other means of getting out of the for exercise.
Okay.
So I heard the JV golf tournament was postponed or something today because of it. But so no, we stayed inside and we just used that for some stretching and some just some rehab work. So it wasn't a wasted day.
No, I'm sure by all means not. But yeah, it just kind of I know when I walked out this morning at about 7:45 there, it was even before that, but it was just thick. I mean, you could, it was.
So, and then tomorrow we have heat to contend with. We were supposed to have a race in Ada, but they already canceled that
because of the heat.
They're concerned about the heat index tomorrow. So, rough week.
Rough week. All right, so you went out to Detroit Lakes, and let's see, when was that?
That was last Thursday.
Right, Thursday.
Yeah, last Thursday.
And the boys and girls were both there, and some tough teams there as well.
That was a preview of the race course that we run on for our sectional meet. So all the teams from our sections, maybe not all of them, but most of them. So we had Alexandria there, Perham, Wilmer.
Because you guys are 2A.
2A, yes. We got bumped up last year.
Yep.
So because of that, it was a big 20-team meet, and like I say, the best of the best were there. Everybody wants to see the course once. They'll come back, and we'll run it again at the end of October. And actually, that meet will be smaller because they won't have a JV division, so it'll just be
probably cooler.
It should be. It should be. But you know, we live in this country.
Yeah,
you just
that's
don't
right.
know. You don't know. But you know, so the hills on the course were challenging. They put it out on the Detroit Lakes Country Club on the lakeside course, and they shoot the gun off, and in the first half mile, the kids are running uphill. And surprisingly, all our girls, Jasmine Benedict, Kira Wurtzema, Linnea Berger, Addie King, those 4 ran in Wahpeton on a nice flat golf course, but they all improved their times at Detroit Lakes.
Yeah.
And then we got Lucy Comstock back in the lineup after coming off just a little delayed, just some soreness, and just being patient. She ran really well, too. So our 5 girls, they ran solid. We took Gracie Falk out of this race because she's got some soreness she was dealing with. So yeah, those 5 girls, they all ran a solid race. There was 84 runners, and Lucy and Jasmine were 30th and 35th, and Kira was in the top half at 40th. So again, we're running, you know, in a good spot, and I think the girls are just kind of hesitant to be aggressive yet, but they're ready to go.
You got another month to get that.
Yeah,
so we'll get there.
And then the boys, I had my same boys running varsity, Troy Burnt, and he led us again. There was 90 runners in the boys, and Troy was the only one to finish in the top half.
Yep.
And he looked good again. I asked him when he got done, I said, Troy, what'd you think of that course? Oh, it was hard.
Yeah.
So he was honest. Jace Dower, just an 8th grader, he was our 2nd runner. And not far behind him, just 8 seconds, was Jack Ekron, and then Ethan Schur and Jackson Hill. But again, all these boys are sophomores, 8th graders, sophomore, then Jackson's our 1 senior. So
and looking within those 5 boys there, you emailed me the times as well. I mean, these guys are all within 3 minutes of each other, so I mean, they're all running right together. But it ranges from 44th to 82nd. So I mean, there is a tight bunch of boys there.
Yeah, 90 runners in the race.
Yeah.
The nice thing about those big races, though, there's always somebody in front. Like you're just, okay, I can catch that guy. I can catch that guy. You don't get in that big gap where it's like, okay, I can run as hard as I want. I'll never catch that dude way up there.
Yeah.
So there's always someone to chase down. And the boys, they didn't run faster than they ran at Wahpeton, but they were right there. They were right, and they had to wait a little longer. And I think just being younger, a big race, the nerves, you know, just little things like that.
Yep. You mentioned that Troy said it was a pretty tough course, but it's also, as you said earlier in your conversation, Coach, that it was very valuable for him and the rest of the team, obviously, to see that course before the end of October.
Right. You know, when the season goes on, like we'll run a race at Fergus Falls, and they have some pretty good hills, and Holly Golf Course has some pretty good hills. You know, in training here in Wahpeton, Breckenridge, we don't get that.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of train as we race with some of the meets that I schedule.
Yeah.
And we'll be better prepared for it in November. So.
Okay, so Ada Borup tomorrow is canceled.
That's off the books, right?
Completely gone.
Yep, we go to Millbank on Saturday morning.
Millbank Saturday morning.
Yep.
So didn't you go to Millbank once? And
we've gone to Millbank every year since I've taken over, and they were going to Millbank before I took over. So we've been kind of a mainstay at the Millbank meet, and it's South Dakota format, so you only need 4 runners to score varsity.
Oh, okay.
And last year our girls got 2nd. I think first place was like 31 points, low score wins.
Yep.
We were 32 points, and the 3rd place team was 33 points.
Wow.
And we have all our girls back, so I expect that we'll do well. And I told the kids, I said, hey, I talked about running more aggressively. I said, this is a race that we do it now.
This is the one you want to do?
Yeah, we'll step up and see what we can do.
Is it on the golf course there, too?
It's on the golf course, yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be fun. We look forward to that race. It's always, the kids always do well there.
Saturday?
Yep, Saturday morning.
All right. That's the only one you got till.
Yeah, then we go to Melrose next Tuesday. So we got 2 races coming up. So we lost one, but we still have 2. So I think we're in a good spot.
Okay. All right, B-Dub, you got anything for Coach?
No, I don't.
See, I gotta turn my mic on and all that stuff.
Man.
I mean, jeez. No, I really don't.
Okay.
Say hi to my daughter when you're in Melrose, though. So.
And I heard you were on a golf course Saturday,
Here we
Watson.
go.
Did you bring
Here
back
we go.
any hardware, any prizes?
No, this is something different. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, this is not what you're talking about.
Oh.
No, we did not. Okay. We didn't play very well, but there were 2 winning scores of 18 under.
Okay.
So let's say that we did play okay. I don't think we would have placed because there's another team that we know that some decent golfers. They were like 9 or 10 under and they didn't place. So yeah, we're talking about the Big Cup that took place down at Dakota
Wins.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
So even if they make the cup bigger for me for golf, it still doesn't help my game. So oh well. But
It'd be kind of fun to run a cross-country race at Dakota Winds Golf Course sometimes. That would be a flat, fast course.
Yeah, but unless the wind's blowing, because it's
true.
When the
Yeah,
wind is blowing, it is
get
pretty.
windy
Yeah, it's pretty good. So.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right, Larry Lash, head coach of the cross-country teams, the BW Storm cross-country team, and we got Carson Yagi sitting over there waiting to come in. So again, Larry, thanks very much, and we'll be right back with Carson Yagi right after these messages.
The folks at Tyler Farm Supply understand that farming is hard work, and that's why they only offer durable and reliable short-line farm equipment that you can depend on. Whether you're a small-scale farmer or manage a large operation, they have the tools that you need to get the job done quickly and efficiently. Plus, with their competitive pricing and financing options, Tyler Farm Supply makes it easy for you to get the equipment you need without breaking the bank. Give them a call today, 701-642-8827.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
There is no off-season for greatness. You do what it takes to stay in the game. And so do we. Our commitment is to keep you moving forward. Essentia Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Like nowhere else.
Wahpeton Deli and Eatery, serving delicious deli staples paired with great service and friendly staff. They use the best ingredients and provide a great atmosphere. If you have an office party or an at-home celebration, Wahpeton Deli and Eatery can help with your next event. And now you can order online for in-store pickup. Check it out at wahpetondeliandeatery.com or call 642-3639.
Smith Motors in Wahpeton, we make sure that when you need a vehicle, we'll find the perfect one that matches your lifestyle and budget. Like the eye-catching Chevy Equinox, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hard-working GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive buying experience. From low-pressure sales to high-quality service, our customers always come first. Find your new Chevrolet or GMC today at Smith Motors. Small-town friendly, big-town deals.
Hey there! So we have 30 seconds to tell you why you should be a member of FCCU.
First Community Credit Union is member-owned.
But aren't all financials member-owned?
Nope, they're not.
Many have stockholders that drive decisions.
As a credit union, we put our members first.
As a matter of fact,
That means all the money that we make
cha-ching.
gets reinvested back to you, our member owners.
So come see why.
Life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
No, that's fine. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson, and we're presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. Once again, we're joined here by head coach of the Cowboys football squad. That's Carson Yagi. Carson, thanks for coming back.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We're back for your first time for the new year, anyway.
Yeah, looks good in here. See all the
thank
updates.
you. Yeah, you were saying when you were off air here before we sat down, it was a table and headphones the last time you were in here. So we're a little more comfy this time. So.
Must be doing something right.
Well, I hope we're doing something right. So hopefully fans enjoy it, and hopefully the coaches enjoy it too as well. So I know we got a lot of loyal folks out there watching. And speaking of that, I got to mention Christy Hare, B-Dub. We got to mention Christy Hare was watching Larry Lash. So hopefully Christy's still watching, so she gets the shout out.
Yeah, he felt bad about that.
Yeah,
actually, he had it written down.
Yep.
And he got sidetracked.
Yep.
We'll put it that way.
It happens.
As we do sometimes. But
It happens in the broadcast business.
but he did say that he wanted to mention.
So,
Coach
Christy,
Hare.
thanks for watching. All right, back to Carson. Carson, again, your second year.
Yep, second
year here as head coach. Remind everybody what else. What do you do for a real job?
No, I'm a grain merchandiser over at Red River Grain.
Okay, so there you go.
Yep.
And Red River Grain, one of our sponsors, so we appreciate that too as well. And all right, Carson, let's go back just a little bit. We don't have to go into deep details about the Pelican Rapids game. But Pelican Rapids was your first game, being you weren't here last week. We can just touch on it real quick for the fans at home and Cowboy fans that are watching. Pelican Rapids, pretty darn tough. And I'll tell you what was he, 6'4", 195 quarterback?
He was a big kid, just a sophomore for him. And, I mean, he came out and he had a array of weapons on the outside, and probably one of the top receivers that we'll see all year in northern Minnesota. And he sure showed it that night on it. I think first two possessions came down, and I mean, unbelievable catches in the end zone right away. And it was put our guys in tough spots, and it was a tough cover for them. And I mean, really good test for him early on, though.
All right. So then in that game, you're coming out with you had Bailey Evans at quarterback, before that. And now you're starting your quarterback. Trey Vogelbacher comes in, steps in, had a good baseball spring season, good summer season for him. But now he's your quarterback. And did you develop that through I think he was your backup too, wasn't he, last year? And so now you've developed him over the summer and the fall's camps and stuff, and talk about that development of Trey Vogelbacher to get into that quarterback spot.
Yeah, no, Trey's always been kind of a different quarterback than what Bailey excelled at. So we're always trying to find a good way to how do we blend the offense to do what the quarterback does well. And what Trey's done well is line up under center and kind of the play action pass game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just kind of make simple reads, get him out of the pocket a little bit to where, hey, Bailey was a little bit more of let's get him full on the move. We're always moving him one way or another. Where Trey, we're kind of half rolling him out of the pocket and let him go from there. And early on in the season, we've had a lot of pressure. We've got two new receivers on the outside and still trying to get everything clicking on that wise. And that's something that, is a big emphasis for us in getting the pass game rolling, because we know how good of running backs we think we have in David Erlinson and Paul Armitage. And once we kind of get that pass game to go along with it and truly make teams respect all three levels of the defense, we feel like it's really going to start clicking.
That's what I was going to mention too, was the running back power that you have with David and with Paul. Again, those two guys coming back again. They're both returning veterans, if you will, and did well for the Cowboys last year, and you're expecting more out of them this year. And then, of course, Lawson checking in once in a while, too.
Yeah, no, all three of them. I mean, the first and foremost is we got to get healthy with them.
Yeah.
We got taking some bumps and bruises early on, especially with Paul. But, I mean, all three of them do such good job of kind of just being versatile backs. We feel comfortable being able to move each of them to different pieces. Hey, whether David's the lead blocker on this play or Paul's the lead blocker on this play.
Yeah.
We feel very comfortable with all three of them in that way, and using them out of the backfield as well, getting the ball in their hands, catching some passes a little bit. They all do a great job with that, and that's something we got to continue to try to blend, is get them going with different looks in the offense. Not trying to be stagnant with it, and not just lining up and running them both straight at you.
Yep. All right, so talk about your offensive and defensive lines. Did you have a lot of turnover there too as well, or did you?
You know, we had a decent bit of turnover on the offense line. I think we lost 2 or 3 starters from the previous year. We got Eli Butts back for his 4th year of starting, which is huge for us.
All section.
All section player. I mean, all conference has been just a great leader for us in general over the last 4 years. So he's kind of spearheading everything. And Henry's led it all. He's back. He started him at center last year and moved him out to tackle, which is a little bit of a new, not an uncomfortable position for him, but you know, it's making the wheels turn a little more. And Tegan Abel back on the offensive line as well, which has been big. But then to replace him, we got Keaton Butts, who's a freshman right now at center, and you know, he's learning the game of football and the speed of varsity football. And you know, it was kind of, is Keaton the best kid to start week 1? You know, he's probably right there. It's close, but come week 8 or week 9, week 10, we know Keaton's going to be the best kid for us, and I mean, going to do everything he possibly can to make sure he's ready, because he's kind of like his older brother Eli, to where I mean, he loves Cowboy football, takes a lot of pride in it, and it's like those are the kids that you got to have out on the field.
Yep.
And our other starting guard for us, Connor Ernst, who's a sophomore and continuing to kind of grow each game as he learns what the speed of varsity football is. And those are 2 kids that, hey, like I said, they love Cowboy football. They got a lot of pride. They've had older brothers who have gone through the program and have immense success, and they want to be the exact same.
Yep. Connor, of course, had an older brother that went through in the offensive and defensive lines for you too as well. I didn't think Connor was that big, but
he's taken off on it.
Has he?
He has.
I haven't seen him since basketball. Well, I guess I saw him during the baseball season, I guess, too.
And then, Kai McDonald as well, too. Due to injury, he's came in and played a lot for us on the offensive line, and it's first year really starting on the offensive line, too, and he's done great. And especially in the defensive line, that's where his real specialty is.
All right. So then last Friday you traveled over to Staples Motley, and it's not a unfamiliar foe, but it's a new foe in the Heart of Lakes.
Yep.
And so you went out to Staples Motley and took them on and come away with a loss. But again, I'm sure you saw some positive things out of the Cowboys. Yeah,
no, we did. We went up to Staples Motley, and I mean, they were a team that they had 19 seniors this year.
Wow.
This is a year they've kind of been waiting for. They graduated, I think, 3 kids from last year's team that lost in the section championship to Osakis. And, I mean, had some adversity early on with Eli Butts going down with an injury right away. And Eli got hurt on both the second or third play of the game.
Oh, my.
So after that, it was kind of a good opportunity. And, Paul went down as well, too. So we were really playing without 2 of our main guys. But, I mean, it was a great time to kind of throw some of those younger kids to the fire a little bit and said, we need someone to step up and be a leader. You know, you take your 2 real senior leaders who have ran the show for us for the last 3 years out of the game, and it forces those kids, and, you know, it forces them to step up earlier than probably what they're ready for. Yeah. But now all of a sudden, as you kind of get more and more into the season, you know, how much more prepared are you that these kids have been battle tested.
Yeah.
They've seen what it's like. And I mean, hey, if something happens, because we're hoping we can get both those guys back very shortly. But you know what? When we get them back, we're just going to be all that much deeper.
Yep, and that's huge. It is huge. Unfortunately, it was a loss for the Cowboys. But again, coming up now this week, you got to look forward again. I'd like to ask you about the injuries, but I don't want you to say anything you can't. But it's homecoming week.
Yep.
And the Pillager Huskies. I was looking for it, and it's like I can't find it. And I didn't go to their school website, but they're Pillager Huskies. They're coming to town for homecoming week.
Yep. No, and they're
2-0.
2-0. They're a very good team. They lost to Staples last year to go to the section championship in 6AA, or their section, I think it is.
Yep.
And I mean, they got a large amount of kids back. They got a quarterback who's the offensive player of the year in our district back. They essentially just run the veer option at us. They're fake and dive, and quarterback's keeping it, or I mean, they're give and dive, and I mean, what they do is not overly complicated, but they do it unbelievably well, and they got kids that are bought into it. I mean, they are big and they are physical, and it's going to be a great opportunity just to see how the kids respond to someone really getting off the ball and testing you physically, because, you know, it's not so much of our first 2 games, we probably played the 2 teams that are going to drop back and throw the ball as much as we possibly can. You know, week 3 is the exact opposite.
They're going to
line up,
pound it,
line up, and they're going to run it right at us. I mean, it'll be their coach loves to make jokes about how it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust football, and they're good at it. They run it really well, and I mean, it showed early on with them being 2-0 and taking down one of the top teams in, well, 2A for the last couple of years in Osakis.
Osakis, yeah. Yep. I saw that they had beaten Osakis earlier in the year here, so in one of their 2 games. Yeah, so it's a couple of injuries here. Hopefully everybody's going to be back here in time on Friday night. We'll see. I don't want to put you on the spot here, so we won't do that. Any surprises what you want to see out of your team, though?
You know what? I'm just excited for kind of to see some of these other younger guys step up. I mean, there's kids that we thought are ready for it, and we kind of they had someone else ahead of them that we haven't really had to test him out yet. And I mean, it's a great opportunity for them to step up, and I'm excited to see them go.
Well, we'll be there Friday night on Three Borders Sports Network. I'll have the game for you here and on Three Borders Sports Network, and wish you and the Cowboys the best of luck, and maybe we'll see that first win on a homecoming night.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
That's pretty cool. All right, that's Carson Yagi, head coach of the Cowboys football squad. We got Wade Gilbertson to wrap it up here. Wade's the head coach of the Huskies football team, and we'll talk some more football right after this on Three Borders Sports Network.
Yield Advantage is proud to support our local Twin Town teams. They'd like to remind farmers that the Yield Advantage team is ready to help you get the W next planting season. They can help get your equipment in game shape with upgrades large and small. Yield Advantage is your local precision planting premier dealer. From row cleaners to closing wheels, seed meters to liquid fertilizer systems, and everything in between. If you want to give yourself a competitive edge next season, contact Yield Advantage today.
A local insurance team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And we hope to see you at American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates.
Since 1941, Minn Kota Ag Products has been helping farmers with their agricultural needs. The farming industry has expanded at great lengths, and Minn Kota Ag Products is there to provide farmers with their entire chemical, fertilizer, seed, and grain elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. For market access at your fingertips and information essential to your farm operation, download the Minn Kota Ag Products app. Minn Kota Ag Products, proud to be a partner in your farm operation since 1941.
20 years of experience, Dr. Andrea at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is certified in pediatrics and pregnancy, seeing children of all ages daily. Start your pregnancy out right with a correcting postural adjustment to help with daily activities and also give you a better night's sleep. Continued chiropractic care throughout your pregnancy can potentially help for an easier labor and delivery of your new little one. Call Hornstein Family Chiropractic today at 701-672-1300 for an appointment, or request an appointment online at hornsteinfamilychiropractic.com. Dr. Andrea Hornstein, helping your family grow up healthy.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family. To provide options beyond the expected. To help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here.
All right, We are back here. Welcome back, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show, brought to you by Giants Seeds and Snacks. We appreciate them being our sponsor for the Giants Coaches Show, and also brought to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28, our own cable channel, right on Red River Communications Cable Channel number 28, our own dedicated sports channel. We're joined now by head coach of the Huskies football squad. That is Wade Gilbertson. Gilby,
hey,
welcome back.
Let's go.
All right.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate
Again.
you coming back,
Let's go.
man.
I keep getting invited back.
2 weeks
I love
in a row.
it.
Well, you must do something right.
Right, yeah.
We
Yeah.
keep inviting Watson back, too. He keeps coming, too. So
He just shows up.
Yeah.
I mean, I am part owner of the company, so
Right.
yeah.
He pushes buttons.
And I'm the technical person, so you're not going
No
on the
show
air
without you, buddy.
You're not going on the air without
Yep.
me, so it's all right though.
Yeah.
You know, we picked
Don't
the
even
best
go
to close out the show with.
Well,
like I said, he could read the phone book, and I'd get fired up and be ready to
Well,
go.
let's get going.
So
Let's-
I mean, that's
let's
just what I'm
go.
saying. So let's do it.
Is there a phone book anymore?
We got one.
Oh, yeah,
just
we
got
did get one in the mail, didn't we?
You know what we might do?
What?
Sometime we might just have him
Just
read
have
the
him
phone
read
book
that.
and see if we can get fired up with him.
Oh, I
reading the
bet I
phone
could
book.
do it.
I
I
bet
bet I could do it.
See what I mean?
I haven't seen a phone book in a long time.
Yeah.
I haven't either one.
Yeah, but the phone book is like this
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
it's,
sure.
it's not one of these deals. It's one of these deals. So I'm
Oh,
just saying.
man, I guess.
is
All right,
what it
we're
is.
joined by head coach of the Huskies football squad, and that's Wade Gilbertson. Gilby, again, welcome back. Took the long trip up to Minot North, and how did the trip go, first of all? What time did you get home that night? The next
I'm
morning.
not sure anybody wants to really know that, but it was about 3:30 a.m.
Oh, man.
And it's not the first time we've gone to Minot. We went to Minot years ago for a playoff game, and
I
we had to
remember that.
play
I
Bishop
think Evan-
Ryan. That was the year we went to the title game. We
Okay.
beat them at their place at Bishop Ryan. We played at the university up there.
Oh.
And, oh boy, was that a late night, because that game didn't start till 7. And, oof.
Yeah.
I thought I saw the sun on the horizon when we got home from that game. Yeah, about 3:30 in the morning, I think, is when I finally entered the front door
I think
on Saturday morning.
Evan's senior year, I think we went to Minot High to play.
Yep.
And that was a semifinal game.
Yep.
And back when Ryan Smith and those guys played with Evan and stuff. And I thought maybe that's where you were going, but I forgot about the Bishop Ryan game.
Sure.
All right, so you traveled up to Minot North, long trip there for the boys, and got up there, and you played pretty well.
Yeah, we did. Our kids were ready to play. I mean, we had a great trip up there. We had we had parents that helped give us meals or pack us meals. Stopped for a pregame meal around Steele, North Dakota. Took our sweet time getting up there. Kids were ready to play when we stepped off the bus. The kids were ready to play, I could tell during the pregame talk.
Okay.
We came out and kind of stubbed our toe a little bit in that first quarter, but our kids were they were ready to play. I mean, you travel that far and you think the kids are going to be tired, they're going to be lethargic, but our kids were ready, and we got them ready to play during the week, and my hat's off to our kids because of the way that they came in ready.
Yeah, well, there's that phone book reading there, Watson. You're talking about getting the kids all fired up before the game.
They were ready to go.
A 6-mile bus or 6-hour bus ride. But
right?
No.
It's tough to do sometimes when you have that long a trip, is to get the kids fired up like that. But I mean, we kind of kept them hungry all week long, and I was really proud of the way that our team responded. You know, they had a lot of guys that they brought in and out of the football game. They didn't have a lot of guys that played both ways. They didn't have a lot of guys that had to play 50, 60 plays. We do. We have a lot of guys that have to do that. They did end up wearing us down by the end of the football game, but once again, we challenged our kids during the week that we have got to outplay them in the fourth quarter. We got to win the second half. Now, unfortunately, we did not. We came out on the short end in the second half, but I thought that our kids gave everything they had on Friday night, and I was super proud of them for that.
Good. And for those of you that don't know, Minot North is a new school that started, last year, 2 years ago?
They played a JV schedule last year,
Yeah.
and they are playing their first varsity schedule this year.
Turf or grass?
Turf.
Turf field. So you were playing on the turf field, and I don't recall Friday night. It was warm Friday night, so the boys handled all that heat and everything okay.
Yeah, I mean, it cooled off when the sun went down, but it wasn't as cool as we thought it was going to be. I mean, we initially thought it was going to be in the high 60s. It wasn't in the high 60s at kickoff. Definitely was not. So, yeah, it was a little bit warm.
From the start.
From the start,
Okay.
yeah. And it cooled off as we progressed through the night. So really the temperatures weren't too big an issue for us.
Okay.
As any visiting team's going to do, they're going to put you right in the sunshine.
Yeah.
Most football fields, 9 out of 10 football fields are going to run north and south.
Yep.
And so you're going to have the visitors on that east side looking into that west sun. And that was us. So we were in the sun most of the game because the game started early as well. So, but yeah, our kids really didn't. They managed it very well. They really didn't complain about any of that. We really didn't show any ill effects of the sun.
Good. So you brought some stats before I go to the next game here on Valley City on Friday. Did you have some stats there that you wanted to cover there, Gilby?
Well, yeah. I mean, we started the game off strong. I thought we were able to run the ball on them, and that's what we wanted to do, was run the football and to loosen them up so that we could throw the ball on them a little bit. And you know, we got into a point where we were down 14 points, and at the start of the second quarter, right towards the tail end of the first quarter, really, we decided to go with Trey Malk. We have a little package where we went with Trey Malk at running back, and first time he touched the ball, he took it to the house. Trey Malk just showed up. You know, Trey, at the early part of the season, we had him at our halfback position, and there was a lot to know at that position, and we expect Trey to do Trey Malk things, but when you put so much on a young man to try to remember motions, to try to remember to check coverages in the secondary, to try to remember exactly what the route concept is, to be able to read if there's one high or two high in the middle of the field, boy, do you put a lot on a kid like that. And we decided about midway through the first quarter, towards the end of the first quarter, that, you know, we're going to just let Trey be Trey, and we're going to put him in the backfield. It's going to help free his mind up a little bit from having to remember all that stuff. All he's got to do is remember to grab the ball and let's go. Hit the hole and let's go. First time he touched the ball, took it to the house. And Trey Malk just showed up. On the defensive side then, too, I mean, he rushed for, what do I have down here, 114 yards on 13 touches. So he goes 13 for 114, and that's what we expect out of him. And then it helped, I think, loosen him up a little bit on the defensive side. He then played very, very free on that side and ended up with 10 tackles. And so when you let him just be him, we have found that he kind of puts that cape on. He kind of goes into the phone booth a little bit and changes into that costume, if you know what I mean.
Yep, I hear you.
Yeah, but if we put too much on him, that it kind of makes him, it makes the mind go faster, which to me makes the body go slower. And so if we free up his mind, he plays really fast. Yeah, a little bit. So 13 for 114.
That's almost 10 a year. No,
2 touchdowns rushing. Yeah, really, really good to see him show up and put that cape on. So like I said, we're trying to run the ball against him a little bit to loosen up the pass, and it worked. And we came out in that second quarter, and it really energized our whole team. Seeing him do what he does energized everybody, and the defense picked it up, the offense picked it up, and we were rolling. We scored 21 points in the second quarter. So
yes, I did see that, and so again, a good effort there for the Huskies. Just couldn't come out on the right end of the stick, I guess.
Yeah, and they did wear us down, like I had alluded to earlier.
So their roster size must be huge.
Oh yeah, they probably dressed, I think it was probably anywhere from 50 to 55 kids. And there were some kids that didn't get into the game at all. But dressing 50 to 55 kids, it wasn't like they were dressing anywhere from 45 to 55. Those 10 kids, it wasn't as if they were just dressed out just to have numbers. So yeah, they had a pretty good sized roster, and they rotated their players very, very well against us.
All right, so we got Valley City coming up Friday night, and let's go for a win.
We're on the hunt. We are on the hunt. And once again, this week, our kids have had a great week of practice, and we preached to them after the game on Friday night, because Minot was pretty excited about beating us.
I bet they were.
We told our guys after the game on Friday night, this is what we're going to feel like. I promised the guys that we're going to get that feeling that they had on Friday night. So and to their credit, our kids' credit, we've had a really good week of practice so far. We weren't able to practice outside today because of all the smoke and the air quality stuff, but we still had a really good practice, if you can call it that, practicing football in a gym. but we still had a really good practice, and we had a really good intention today. So yes, absolutely, we are on the hunt.
What are we looking out for Valley City? What do they do well?
Well, what do they do well? They're going to try to run the football against us. They've got a couple of athletes in their offensive backfield. They're going to try to run it on us. They got a couple of big guys up front. Defensively, they're going to run a 4-front at us is what we think they're going to do. They're going to try to load the box with maybe 7 guys at times, so we might have to spread them out a little bit. So they'll be big. And then
they'll be trying to shut off number 44.
No question. They'll see the film as well, and then they'll know that they have to stop him in order to beat us. And one thing we saw last Friday night, too, out of Bjorn Kubala, our quarterback, is our offense, the way it's designed, and you guys know this really well because I've told you several times, we're going to give him a lot of decision-making ability. That's how we coach him during the week so that the games are that much easier. We take what the defense gives us, and Bjorn did an outstanding job of taking what we call free access. If I call a run play inside, or if I call a run play to the left, he knows we have free access to the right. If it's a run play on the inside, maybe we're running a GY counter or a GT counter or power. He knows that's an inside run. He knows that he can change the call to the receivers and he can give them a signal and he can throw them the football. He did a great job of delivering the ball to Braden Steffens the other night. Braden had 7 catches.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, 7 catches is a lot. I think that may be the most catches Braden has had in his career. Sure-handed guy. If you throw it anywhere in his radius, he's going to go get it.
He does the same defensively, too, as a defensive
No question.
back.
No question.
But anyway, go on.
Kind of guy that Braden just does not make mistakes.
Yeah.
He knows what we're trying to accomplish. He knows what I want out of him, and he's going to go out and he's going to do it. So we did a really good job of delivering the football to him, and again, what we call free access, meaning that Bjorn has the ability to call whatever he wants to him. And then, so Braden gets those 7 catches. Obviously, they're going to look at that, and they're going to possibly try to shut that down. But we're definitely going to look to get that free access look off of those guys. So sometimes the fans out there think we're chucking it all over the place all the time. But in reality, I'm calling an inside run play, and Bjorn's the one changing it to a pass. And he'll throw it out for a little hitch route or a little 5-yard out or maybe a slant, and we'll gain 6 or 7 yards off of it. And that's what we allow him to do because that's how our offense clicks. And if you see Bjorn doing that at quarterback, even though we're not handing it off and running it, we literally tell him that's a handoff to us.
Yeah.
If you can throw a 5-yard hitch to Braden Steffens, that's a handoff.
Okay.
And if you see that happening, you know that our offense is really starting to click.
So that's one of the keys to victory Friday night is getting Bjorn and throwing the right passes.
Absolutely.
And also keeping the running game going and controlling that line of scrimmage.
No question. Well, every single game, we got to win up front.
Yeah.
Got to win first down. Got to win the battle up front. If we can win first down with the run or short pass, we can get into a manageable in front of the chains type of 2nd and 5, 3rd and 3. When we get caught behind the chains and we're 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, we have a little bit more trouble with that. So yeah, absolutely. Got to establish the run against them, got to dominate them up front, and we got to decide, hey, what is the defense giving us? And we have to absolutely take what they're giving us if they're going to give it to us.
Yeah. How are we doing discipline-wise? And I don't mean it in a structured team. I'm just saying as far as penalties go. How's the team doing penalty-wise? Are you happy with where we're at as far as penalties, or how many penalties are committed? It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Really good question.
But are you happy where you're at there as far as discipline-wise that way?
I would say, I guess I would respond, is there a coach that's ever happy with that? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
We get one penalty.
He's smiling over there.
We get one penalty, and I think that's one too many.
Okay.
But I believe that we are getting better on the discipline front.
Okay.
We are. Can we be better? Without question, we can be better.
Okay.
I think they ended up with 12 flags the other night. We ended up with 7. You play in a football game where there's 19 yellow flags on the field at one time or another. That's kind of a sloppy football game.
Yeah, it's going to
right?
take a while. Yeah.
And so we definitely need to clean that up. We are ahead of our opponents in the first 2 games as far as penalties go, but we're 0-2.
Yeah.
And so we can definitely find areas that we can clean up as far as the penalties go. And it's not necessarily the penalties like the holdings or the pass interference or illegal man down. Well, illegal man downfield is kind of a unforced one.
Yeah.
We're talking about the unforced stuff, the procedure penalties, the illegal man downfield.
That's what I'm talking
That's what I think that we definitely need to clean up a little bit.
Fine-tune that a little
Yes.
bit.
Our kids are disciplined for the most part, but those little things that we can control, that's how you win football. That's how great teams win football games.
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, I would say that we do a lot of different things on offense, and sometimes I can be at fault for that, because sometimes I can think we need to do more and we do too much. There's too much motioning. There's too much of a different snap count. And some of that's on me. Some of those teams that run 1 or 2 run plays the whole game and they just lean on you all the time.
Dive
they don't
right,
have
dive
penalties.
left.
Yeah. You call toss right, toss left, dive right, dive left. You do that all game long, you're not going to have a lot of penalties.
Right.
So sometimes that can be on me when we're trying to change up a lot of different things.
Interesting comment.
Yeah.
That is. I mean, that's one thing that's very interesting. You said that. So.
It definitely can be on me when we try to do too much. So I mean, the play caller and the quarterback and some of the skill players and even the linemen, they all have to be in sync, and that's what we try to do tomorrow. You know, our Thursday practice is completely scripted, and one of my biggest things about our Thursday scripted practice is we have got to be in rhythm.
Yeah.
And if I feel after Thursday's practice that the offense was in rhythm, I feel really good going into Friday.
Awesome. Well, B-Dub, I've learned one thing.
Only one?
Yep. I write the checks.
Well, yeah, sort of.
I mean, I sign the checks.
Yeah,
so
sort
I'm
of.
the checkbook keeper right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But you can also sign them. But what I'm saying is, I think what we need to do over here in this wall over here is put a whiteboard and get Gilby up there and explain to me what a GY, whatever the heck you said.
The GY counter, sure.
He's not going to know.
Let's do
though.
that.
Huh?
He's not going to know. He won't know.
Well, I know what a counter is, but what's a GY? What is GY?
Dude, you're still working on fast water.
Well, I'm still working on fast water in the swimming pool.
It's swimming fast water.
Fast water.
He's still working
That's a
on
term.
that. Yeah.
But I don't know what GY is. I know what a counter is.
Here's what I will say. I do think, and maybe we will do this, we might have to have some whiteboard sessions with some of the coaches.
It's not a bad idea. You remember the old John Gruden thing where he'd sit down with the guys and he'd draw the plays up on ESPN.
Little Y banana.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Little Y banana.
The what?
Y banana.
Y banana.
Spider Y banana.
Spider. See, he knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm sure he's
He
thought about
knows.
putting it in his playbook. But anyway,
He's already got it in his playbook.
they.
Everybody's got
I
it.
think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I was thinking of the John Gruden thing too as well.
No, it'll be all right. I mean, we could do it with any sport, really. I mean, everybody uses a whiteboard. Everybody uses a whiteboard.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, it'd be a good teaching lesson for a lot of people as well. I mean,
Well, I'm sure okay. The fans that have played football, I probably understand. But and I played 1 year, but
leather helmet.
no, it wasn't.
Okay.
GY, a toss, whatever, blah blah blah, and it's like, huh? It's a pass play. When I was a quarterback in a sophomore year in my high school, and I was not a leather helmet, it was I right, buck left.
Yeah, sure.
You know, just pretty simple. It's I formation, and you're going to hand it off to the guy going to the left side, the fullback. You know, and it's like, okay,
It's more
I can handle
complicated now.
it. Oh, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Some teams will use numbers to the left, numbers to the right, like odd is to the left, even is to the right. We try to eliminate that. We learned a few years ago to eliminate the numbers. If we're calling a 22 zone, or a 21 zone versus a 22 zone.
Now you're talking defensively.
No, offensively.
You're talking offense.
Like 21 is 21's going to be left, 22 is going to be right, and the 2 signifies which back it's going to go to. But you know that 1 is left, 2 is right. Yeah, so we learned long ago, get the numbers out of the equation.
So do you use X and Y's for your receivers too?
Our main receivers are our X and our Z, and our
X
big
and Z?
X and Z. Yeah, so it kind of goes in a row. So X, Y, Z, and then we have a halfback. The H lines up wherever, and so any formation could be X, H, Y, Z. But it's almost always going to be X, Y, Z, and the H lines up wherever.
He's already confused. You can see it on his face right now.
Oh no, it would take 30 minutes. and this guy would be calling plays. I guarantee you'd be calling plays in 30 minutes.
I'm in. He's got me Gruden up.
30 minutes. That's because he's got you fired up with everything that he just doesn't know the student that he has.
Grudened up.
Grudened up. I like that. And then some people would say, hey, that's way too complicated. You got to get back to the just run left, run right.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there is something to be said about that. There is.
And maybe my coach just wanted to keep it simple for me.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to say.
Sure.
But you gotta.
And we had some pass plays, but I can't remember them.
You gotta teach who you have.
I know.
You do. You coach to your athlete's abilities.
Very good.
Absolutely.
So,
and that's
We have a reason.
Hence the whiteboard.
Correct. No, but the whiteboard would be fun. I think it'd be fun. So.
Yeah, we should try that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
I'll mark it down.
All right, let's wrap it up. All right, we got Valley City on Friday. Good luck, Coach, to you and Huskies. And
Thank you.
Let's go see a W on the board.
Let's get a good crowd out there like we had that first home game. And let's go get that W.
B-Dub will have that game up for us on Three Borders Sports Network, so we'll be there as well.
You bet.
All right, head coach of the Huskies football squad, that's Wade Gilbertson. We'll be right back with our Comdell Innovation Play of the Week. We already gave you a hint a little earlier.
Gave it away is what we did.
I might have.
Yeah.
So we'll be back with that right after this.
When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. We outpace the competition. Keep you ahead of adversity. We keep you equipped and bring you solutions that hit close to home. Channel leads the field so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise.
Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Egeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
Welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, and brought to you by Giant Seeds and Snacks, and also brought to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner, Brian Watson with me here, and we're wrapping up the Coaches Show, another fine Coaches Show here tonight. Everybody represented well. Head coach Margaret Kruger of the Cowgirls volleyball squad could not be with us here tonight. She had a prior commitment, but we'll see her tomorrow night. We got a volleyball game over in Breckenridge.
They're playing Park Rapids.
Park Rapids area, yeah.
It should be a good game.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah,
and,
they're up to a good start. They have to stop spotting teams 2 sets, though.
Yeah, they got to quit
we
doing
will
that.
say that. So
they came back and defeated number 10 ranked Holly in 2A.
Yep.
Came back from behind and defeated Underwood the first match of the season.
Yep.
And then they played Henning last night, and they beat Henning 3-1.
They're getting better, but can't be spotting them too.
Cowgirls are going.
Henning's
well,
usually pretty good too. They've had some pretty good matches against Henning the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So
This time
Yeah,
they beat
it's
them
been
3-1. Want to thank Yield Advantage, Miller and Associates, American Family Insurance, some of these sponsors. We want to tell them thank you. And please, if you know any of these folks, please tell them thank you, because without them, we could not be doing this. Tyler Farm Supply, Amanda Frederick State Farm Insurance, OSPTI, and again, Chris Roberts, please get well soon. Farmers Union Insurance and our scoreboard sponsor, Kyle DeVries. Studio 22 Designs, our shout-out line sponsor. Our timeout sponsor is Carlson Family Insurance. First Community Credit Union is our post-game show sponsor. And Giant Seeds and Snacks, of course, we've talked about them. Essentia Health, Smith Motors of Wahpeton. Wahpeton Daily News, Superior Builders in Breckenridge, Optimum Rehab and Dr. Tony, Interstate Engineering and their whole crew, Gripper Sports downtown Wahpeton here, right across the street from us, basically here in Dakota Avenue. Gripper's got all kinds of favorite team sports apparel. Bell Bank, Minn Kota Ag, All Seasons Car Wash, Country Financial, and Casey Formanak of Wahpeton. Red River Grain, we talked about them earlier. Hornstein Family Chiropractic in Andrea. Sanford Health, Red River Valley Western Railroad, Wahpeton Deli, and last but not least, Channel Seeds and Matt Bone. So there we go. There's all of our sponsors. If you know any of those folks, please tell them thank you, because without them, again, we could not be doing this. All right, B-Dub, our Comdale Innovation Play. Well, let's talk about what we got going on this week first. We kind of mentioned it throughout here. Tomorrow night we got Breckenridge volleyball, and then Friday I'll be in Breckenridge for the football game, and you'll be in Wahpeton.
I will be in Wahpeton. Yep. So a busy week to finish it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a busy week so far. I mean, we've been busy every night except for Monday night. So, and then 2 events on Friday. I think it'll be 2 good football games.
And we do not have a coaches show on next Wednesday,
No.
because you are doing your civic duty.
I'm busy next week. So
there you are. So
yeah.
we will not have a coaches show next week.
Right.
All right, our Comdale Innovation Play of the Week. Let Comdale Innovation show you how they can deliver your product faster and better, Comdale Innovation. And I probably let the cat out of the bag.
You kind of did a little spoiler alert, but it's okay. I think it's good. What I found interesting is that, you know, we kind of made comment about the play during the game, and then Coach comes here and she makes a comment about the play,
thing.
And then it gets selected. So I just thought it was good. I mean, and evidently
I agreed 100%.
Coach did too as well. So hats off to the young lady.
Yes, so we'll take a look here, and we'll call it a night too. So after we close it off here, the Comdale Innovation Play of the Week, please stay tuned for that, and we'll wrap it up unless you got something else.
No, my dad's watching.
All right, Sir James, we already said hi.
I know, but he gave me a hard time.
Oh, about what now?
Well, you have on a white shirt and I have on a gray pullover, and he's like, "How come you guys don't have the same shirt on?"
How come we don't match?
Yeah,
We
but I have a white shirt on.
You
but
do.
It's cold in here, so
Well, it is.
I get that from my dad.
We did start out.
How about that?
Back in the day, we started out with same shirts.
Yeah,
'cause we
did.
only had one.
No, we only
One shirt.
Yeah, we could only afford one. Now we have a bunch of different shirts, so we never know. So
a bunch of black ones. We got white one now. And
it's all right.
A couple orange ones.
So I just thought I'd mention that. So.
Pullovers. All right, Sir James.
So we didn't always watch.
apologize. For next week or the next show we will have matching shirts.
No, we won't. It's okay.
We won't?
No, probably not.
Okay.
So.
All right, for Brian Watson, I'm Joe Schreiner. Good night, everybody, and here is the Comdale Innovation Play of the Week. Hamas to serve again. Scoville digs, Miller sets over to here to Cambry Mount. She'll push it over.
Yeah, a little too deep for her. Had to push it instead of go up and attack.
Partially blocked there by the Huskies, and again a block at the net there by Fobb.
Good hustle by Mount there to get back over in position.
And that one goes into the net. Berg puts that one into the net. Huskies with the point.
You can give that point to Taylor Mount. She was out of position and hustled over to the back, get back to the right side, get that ball back over, and able to extend the volley to get the point.
Comdale Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdaleInnovation.com. Comdale Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.